In this lesson, you will explore several ways to establish a collaborative environment on the Internet. You will learn how to use computer conferencing, chat, whiteboards, file exchange, collaborative browsing, and video conferencing. There may be many social and business purposes for establishing collaborative environments on the Internet. A vendor may want to provide immediate technical help for a product to a client in a remote location. A human resources director may want to have a screening interview with a prospective employee prior to bringing the individual in over a long distance and at a great expense. Although the web is often used as a tool for posting, finding and retrieving information, it has been used sparingly as an interpersonal communication tool. That type of communication is normally reserved for email. Website developers and organizations with internal networks are beginning to find ways, however, to incorporate communication into a site. Bringing people together in this fashion via the web is often called conferencing. Computer conferencing primarily deals with text-based communication as opposed to other systems, which we will be looking at later, that use video and graphics. One advantage of web-based computer conferencing is that unlike email lists, the members of the conference can always return to a particular discussion because the messages are stored on one system. Once an email message is sent, it is up to the individuals to delete or store that message. Another advantage of web-based conferencing is more functionality. Although the focus is on the text, you often have the option of posting graphics, files, or including hyperlinks to websites in your messages for others to visit. The next step up in Internet collaboration is synchronous communication. Web-based computer conferencing is asynchronous, meaning the users are not communicating online at the same time. With synchronous collaboration, you are able to actually interact with other users at the same time. There are many different software packages that allow you to collaborate using the Internet, such as Microsoft NetMeeting and Netscape Conference. These tools are good examples of the kinds of activities beyond browsing the web and email for which you can use the Internet. Conference is the real-time communication and collaboration component of Communicator. With this, you can work with persons in another country almost as if they are in the room with you. Conference was earlier known as Cool Talk. The name change reflects the change in focus of the software. Cool Talk was primarily focused on Internet telephony, talking to another person via the Internet instead of standard telephone lines. Although this is still an important aspect of conference, it now includes a set of tools that allow additional functionality. Besides audio conferencing, you can exchange files, use a shared whiteboard, chat, and even browse the web with another person using Conference. To connect to another Conference user, you simply type in their email address and click on the dial button. The person you are dialing must have Conference running to be able to receive the call. This method makes the connection through a special server on the Internet that is able to find the person you are dialing on the server based on his or her email address. Note that you cannot enter any email address, but only that of conference users who are registered on the server you are using. Each time you open Conference, it registers you on the server that you specified when running the setup wizard. When a call comes in, you will hear the sound of a traditional telephone ring and receive a dialog box where you can accept the call. If there is a problem with the server, or you simply want to connect directly to another user, you have this option as well. From the call menu, if you select Direct Call, you can specify the IP, Internet Protocol, number of the person you want to call. You are assigned an IP number when you connect to the Internet, which can change with each connection. Should you choose to use the direct call method, you will probably have to call the other party beforehand to get his or her IP number. If you have a microphone, you can begin speaking as soon as the connection is made. Conference supports full duplex audio, meaning that both parties can talk at the same time. Older Internet telephony systems used half duplex, which works more like a walkie-talkie as opposed to a telephone. Adjustments in the microphone and speaker volume can be made using the sliding tabs at the bottom. The audio quality is not quite up to telephone standards because the audio must be compressed to go over the network. If you do not have the facility to actually talk to the other person, you can still talk to them using Conference's chat feature. Chatting is having a text-based conversation with another person. Unlike email, chatting is synchronous. You type out a message that is immediately seen by the other person, and you can also reply to the other person's message immediately. Unlike public chat rooms found on the internet, when you chat with Conference, it is only between the two parties online. Public chat rooms require software for connecting to chat servers where there are thousands of chat rooms. It allows you to chat with people around the world. When you type something on your computer, it is instantly displayed on the screens of other users who are in the same room. Although with Conference you can only chat with one other person, it still demonstrates how chatting works. If you are online with someone and start to discuss a file which the other person does not have, Conference provides a very easy method for sending him the file. You have to click on the File Exchange button and then open the file you want to send. Once the file is in your Send list, you can either press the Ctrl-Enter key combination or click on the Send button to send it to your partner. When you receive a file, it will appear in the Received list at the bottom of the window. You cannot open it directly from the list, but must first save the file by selecting the file in the Received list. You must then click on the Save button. After this, you have to choose a folder for the file. The whiteboard is a tool used to share ideas. Both parties bring up the same graphic, and they can work on it together. All documents, whether text or images, are treated as a single graphic, and you cannot edit the text of a document. The Conference whiteboard not only gives you the ability to open files, but you can also capture screens. For example, when you want to explain a problem with a software program. When you are finished, unlike with a whiteboard used in a standard meeting, you can save the marked up document and print it out at any time. There are several tools available along the left side of the whiteboard that allow you to mark up the workspace. You can add different types of shapes, text, lines, etc. The arrow tool will place a temporary arrow in the workspace, which can be useful when you want to point out certain portions of a graphic. You can control the width of the lines and shapes by clicking on one of the width buttons. Any arrows, lines or shapes you add will take on the color selected on the color palette. You can distinguish between the markings made by you and your partner by using different colors. The collaborative browsing feature allows one person to lead a browsing session while the other watches. You could use this tool if you want to point out web pages to a colleague. The initiator of the session becomes the leader, and the other person, assuming he accepts the collaborative browsing session, will be seeing the same pages accessed by the leader. The person being led can click on links to go to other pages, but once the leader accesses a page, that page will take precedence. One feature missing from Netscape Conference is video conferencing. As you saw, you can have an audio conference, but not video. Some collaboration tools do have this feature, but there is also software specifically designed for video conferencing. See You, See Me is a free video conferencing program which is under the copyright of Cornell University and its collaborators. See You, See Me allows you to see, hear and speak with others located anywhere in the world. You can have a direct one-on-one conversation with someone running the See You, See Me client software available for Macintosh or Windows. You can have a one-to-many conference by directing your See You, See Me client software to connect with a computer running the See You, See Me reflector software. Multiple parties at different locations can participate in a See You, See Me conference, each from his or her own desktop computer. With See You, See Me, you can have up to 8 windows to other parties on your own computer screen. Development of See You, See Me began in 1992 at Cornell University in Ithaca, New York. Because See You, See Me uses simple but efficient video frame differencing and compression algorithms, it has open networked video conferencing capability to users of ordinary desktop computers. During 1993, interest in CUCME grew rapidly, with training and user support from the New York State Educational Research Network, NISERNet. NISERNet spread the word among Internet users by providing one of the first public reflectors, encouraging users to try the technology and test their connections. Since October 1st, 1993, the CUCME project has also received funding from the National Science Foundation, and Cornell continues to develop the freeware version. White Pine Software Incorporated has collaborated with Cornell and holds the copyright and distribution license for a commercial version, enhanced CUCME. CUCME can be downloaded from several sites and can be run on Windows or Macintosh computers.